Appreciated. Welcome to the squad announcement press conference for the October window of CONCACAF World Cup qualifying. The matches are October 10 against Curacao away at the Estadio Ergelio Hato, and at home against Bermuda on October 14. Just a reminder of those days. The first game, October 10, that will be 6 p.m. Jamaica time, 7 p.m. Curacao time. And on October 14, the match will be at 7 p.m. Jamaica time at the National Stadium right here in Kingston. So those are the two matches in this October window. At the head table, we have the head coach of the Jamaica Senior Men's National Team, Coach Steve McLaren. In terms of how this morning's proceedings will be, Coach McLaren will start with some opening remarks, and then we'll get into the squad. After the squad, we'll open the floor for questions from the media, and then we will close this morning. So again, thank you very much to everybody who's present physically and also virtually as well. So we'll now hand over to Coach McLaren, who will start with opening remarks before getting into the squad. Coach.
It's going to be on the screen now.
Thank you, Simon, and welcome, lady and gentlemen. It's great to be back in Jamaica. It's been a quick turnaround, but I think we like that, trying to keep the momentum. Picking this squad was just as difficult as picking the last squad, where the last squad we had many injuries, many fallouts in the last minute, and the players who came in did a great job. This squad, we have many of them players back fit, been training for a few weeks, and so back available. So in terms of injuries, players I couldn't pick for this squad were Warner Brown. Unfortunately, the ankle injury is sustained at the very beginning of the camp, which was very disappointing. They're still not recovered. We miss him. Mikel Antonio, who has been training with Brentford, doing very well. Unfortunately, he's pulled a calf and will be 2 or 3 weeks out, but he's still training with Brentford, so hopefully some things will work out with that. We have Leon Bailey, who he was desperate to come and help, but unfortunately he's just coming back from his injuries, back on the grass this week, working with the team, and we feel it's best that he focuses on getting fit and getting into Roma's team and being available for the November window. Long-term missing Deshaun Bernard. I met him last week at the Sheffield Wednesday game, where he was in good spirits, rehabbing very well, but still quite a few weeks away from coming back to fitness. As I said, picking this squad has been difficult because of the players that are available. We have coming back in Andre Blake, whose first 2 games clean sheets, so that's good to see. Lati Berdier, who for the past 4 or 5 weeks has been back in training with Coventry. They're playing so well and obviously top of the league. It's difficult for him to break in, but because of Lati Berdier's attitude, what he brings to the camp in terms of he can play left back, right back, centre back, he can play midfield, very versatile, but also very, very good for the team. So we welcome him back. Ethan Pinnock has had a couple of games back, training for 4 or 5 weeks, so he's in better condition. Amari Bell, who missed the last camp with a groin injury, has been playing. I think he was on the bench today, came on for 30 minutes, so it'll be good to have him back. Bobby Reid, he played today, and we've missed him, so we welcome him back. Damari Gray, who's made a very good start at Birmingham and looks more like his old self again. We welcome him back. Romain Burrell, who unfortunately we left out of the last squad, but comes into this one. He's been doing well for QPR. Went to watch him last week at Sheffield Wednesday. He did very well, so that's great. We have two new additions coming in. We have Ian Frey, who I've been following for the past year, and had conversations with him. He's had injuries. He's trying to establish himself in the Inter Miami team. He's done that. He felt the last camp he wasn't quite ready, but this camp he feels fit, well and ready, and wants to commit to Jamaica, which conversations I've had, he's always wanted to do that again. Ian gives us great flexibility, playing right back for Inter Miami, has played centre back, has played 6, 8 in midfield. So again, another player who gives us versatility. And one addition who we've kept an eye on for quite a while is Seymour Reid, who I first saw training with Freddie Butler's team, the under-20s. Under 17, sorry, a few months ago. I was impressed. I've watched him in the second team, and now he's in the first team. He's getting appearances, coming on, scoring goals. Very young, not 18 yet. He's one for the future, but we want to get him in and have a look at him. And so I really look forward to seeing Seymour training with us. That leaves out from the last squad, and I've put on standby Kyle Duncan. Did a great job in training for us. Ronaldo Webster came on the last time and created a goal for us, and Kevin Lambert, who was also very unlucky not to make an appearance the last time, but their attitude, intensity in training was what made the camp so good last time. So they will be on standby. And the focus, the only focus is Curacao for the next game. We've had a good start. We need to continue the momentum. It will be a very difficult game. I have a very, very experienced coach, Dick Advocat. I know well from his time also in England. They have a squad full of Dutch players. So the Dutch play a certain style, a certain way, and Dick's certainly got them doing that. So I know that very well. Very good players, very technically very good, and obviously playing at home on the artificial surface will give them an advantage. But you know, the roll of the ball will be smooth. It'll be like playing on grass, so we have no excuses for that. So the focus is purely on getting the squad together tomorrow, checking on the injuries after today and tomorrow's games, making sure everybody comes through, and then focus on preparation for the game. Thank you, gentlemen. Any questions? Then I'll take them.
Thank you very much, Coach. Before we open the floor for questions, just a reminder of persons who are physically here and not virtually. Goalkeepers, Andre Blake, Jamali Wade, Tafari Chambers. The defenders, Joel Latipodir, Ethan Pinnock, Richard King, Dexter Mbekisa, Greg Lee, Damien Lowe, Amari Bell, Mason Holgate. Midfielders, Isaac Hayden, Ian Frey, Bobby Reid, John Russell, Karoy Anderson, Joshawn Anglin, Casey Palmer. And the forwards, Bailey Ty Kadamatari, Shamar Nicholson, Romain Burrell, Demarai Gray, Kaheem Dixon, Ronaldo Cephas, Tyrese Campbell, and Seymour Reid. For questions from members of the media, please use the microphone in front of you to pose your question to Coach McLaren. So please stand up and use the microphone directly in front of me to pose your question to Coach McLaren. Thank you.
Good morning, Coach. Coach, last window, 2 wins, a great start, but you're missing a lot of the more marquee players due to injuries. Now, with several of them coming back in, how more confident or more improved the squad is for these 2 games now, especially against Curacao away?
Yes, we did. We had quite a few missing. They've come back. We hope with their experience, their knowledge, and the way that they've been playing, performing, they're great additions. Unfortunately, for the first game, we do lose Isaac Hayden and Casey Palmer through suspension, through booking. So there will be a big miss for us. But they'll be available for the second game, so we fly them out a little later. But yeah, I'm not saying the squad is stronger this time. It's just different. And what we want is the same level of performance, the same level of intensity in training, preparation, focus, and same performance of spirit, fight, and good football in the game against Curacao. That's what we're looking for from the group.
And a follow-up question regarding that. The next game against Curacao, they're expected to be our biggest test in this group now for the automatic qualifying spot. How important is it that we can able to bring these players in after being missing from injuries to get that right performance, to get all 3 points and continue this good start for Jamaica?
Momentum is key, so it's important that we carry that forward. We hope there's not too much disruptions with the new players coming in, but there shouldn't be because they've been regulars all the way through for the past year since I've taken over. And Curacao is a difficult game, but Bermuda is no easy game either to get by. And obviously we have Trinidad away from home as well, so they're very difficult games. As I said last time, I was impressed with Trinidad, the way they progressed and come forward. Difficult opponents at home, so they'll be looking for revenge. And obviously the 2 games against Curacao, whatever happens, I think, it goes to the third camp and the last 2 games. And I just hope that by the end of this camp, we're in a good position to battle for the top spot.
A final question, Coach. Before the qualifiers had begun, the JFF had put out a watch list of players, including the likes of Rico Henry, of course, long-term target Mason Greenwood. With this window and then the November window left, what are the chances of we seeing those players playing for Jamaica before the qualifiers end?
I can't answer that question. As I said, the last time they weren't involved, and this time also. So we focus on the players who are here. And believe you me, all the players on the list, and I think we put about 50 players on that list. We're following every 50 player very, very closely. So we've got 2 camps to go. Hopefully we have a clean bill of health come Monday for this one, and then November will be different again.
Thank you, Bryce. David?
Morning, Coach. Morning, Simon.
Morning.
Coach, you have won the league in Netherlands, and you know that the Curacao team comprises of players mainly from Netherlands. Coach, what can you say, taking from your experience over there, can you tell us about the Curacao team, or prepared your experience will assist us with the Curacao team?
I think it's the amount of analysis and the amount of times that we can watch opponents. It doesn't matter where they're from. We know a lot about them. They know a lot about us. Yes, it could be an advantage because, I managed in Holland and know the style of play and followed Dick Abicart for many years. And they play good football. They want to play football. They want to build from the back. They want to dominate games. Want to be creative up front. And you see from the recruitment that they've made over the last few months, you saw the performances in the Gold Cup. Now they're beat by Canada. Honduras, they look very good against them. And so we know what to expect. Will be very, very difficult. we need to defend very well, but also when we have the opportunity to play football and try to use our speed as much as possible against them.
Coach, on the squad note, the last time around, in the last run of games, we saw where you made 2 changes. We saw where you made a change at halftime where you brought on Cara Anderson in the second half, 15 minutes in the second half of both games. Seeing how Isaac Hayden will be out, how important is the likes of Cara Anderson and even Ian Frey coming in this team to fill that void for the first game?
I mean, one of the key things that we do say to the squad at the beginning of every game is we call them starters and finishers, so they're not subs, they're finishers. So we hope to be in a position of control, and people need to be ready to come on and impact. So, you know, the key thing is having trust in these players that they can come on and do the job. Kira has done that a couple of times now. Anglin came in very, very well. Kahim and Shamar really impressed us when they came on against Trinidad. Mason Holgate, disappointed not to be starting, came on 20 minutes in each of the games and made sure that we kept the lead that we had. So for me, yeah, the 11 who start, obviously important, but for me the most important people are the people on the bench, because the game's over 95 minutes. And what we have learned in the Caribbean is because of travel, because of the heat, because of the intensity of the games, that from one game to the next, we do need to look at that and maybe change a few players, which we did last time, and make sure that we've got an energy and attitude for both the games.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, David. Mario?
Morning, Coach. MB Sports here. Update on the Macy Green situation.
No update, same as it was the last time. It's not committed to us as yet.
Yes, okay. Whereas the forward line is concerned, still the players who are having the forward line lacking in goals, and we have Trivantes who are right now, last 5 games, 3 goals, in really good goal scoring form. Is he in any content idea of being seen or being called up at anytime soon?
Sorry, who was that?
Trivantes Stewart.
Yes, player we've followed from his time in Serbia last year. Got a good move to Maccabi, I think. And we certainly have watched him a lot. And I got to say, you know, Shamar has such a good record in Caribbean football, playing for Jamaica, that, you know, when we looked at the squad last time, Travante was very close with Shamar, and Shamar got the nod for coming in. But Travante is definitely one player that we are following very, very closely and in contact with, and making sure that we still follow it. You know, these players have to follow the form and play well for their clubs, obviously, but be fit. Some players we trust already and have got kind of money in the bank, shall we say. And new players coming in have to earn that trust when they come in. So, yeah, Travante is somebody that we are following very closely.
Thanks, Mario. Matthew?
Good morning, Coach. Good morning, Simon. Coach, Tyrese Hall is on loan at Notts County from Tottenham, and he's been in fine form this season. 4 goals in 7. He actually played a part in all 3 of the goals today. How closely are you looking at him? And is there any hesitation at this point in bringing in new players at this juncture in order to build that chemistry with the core, given that there are only 4 games left?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It's the case of Seymour Reid, who, you know, interested. We're not going to bring 3 or 4 of these talented youngsters in at once. The most important thing is qualification for the World Cup and winning these games. Tyrese Hall is somebody we followed for a long time. Great that he got moved to Notts County. Started on the bench, a few minutes. Now he's starting. Now he's producing. He was so close to being in the squad. But obviously we can't pick everybody. And at this present moment, we've looked for experience, people who know the region, the travel, the area. But Tyrese is definitely someone for the future, and very close to a call-up.
Yeah, and just quickly, is there any hesitation from your point in terms of bringing in new players at this juncture, given we only have 4 games left?
Absolutely not. If they're good enough, they'll be in the squad. And players have come to the fore, like Seymour, like Tyrese Hall. We've been looking at, like Tyrese Campbell, and Roman Burrell in the Unity Cup. No hesitation in bringing in younger players. If they can do the job, give us the energy and the attitude, they'll be in the squad.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Matthew. Marlon?
Good morning, Coach.
Good morning.
Coach, with the return of Bobby Reid and Demarai Gray, can you outline the exact roles you see for them in this upcoming window?
No.
You want to give away any secrets? All right, Coach. And then follow up as well. You mentioned last window we had some last-minute injuries, and because of that, we had to call up some local players to help out this squad. Can you outline any of those players you might have on a short list in case of an emergency? We have to call up some of them.
Yeah, all the players who came to the last squad contacted and are on standby. The local players like Toby coming in. It was great to see him. He's a talent. We'll be watching him closely again, so we have an opportunity tomorrow to go watch a few games. It's. I think the message is that the squad we pick is not necessarily the one that will take us all the way to World Cup qualifications. And there's no room or no space or no opportunities for other players or younger players to break into the squad. There is opportunity. We are watching all the time. And what we want is competition for places and no complacency for people who have maybe been in the squad and been in the team and been automatic choice for let's say 1, 2, 3 years. I don't want that to be the case. We want energy and attitude, and the players who produce that will be in the squad.
Coach, you mentioned Curacao. Can you outline the specific opponents factored in its selection of the team compared to the selecting the best players available?
Clarify that.
Meaning, do you look at who exactly we are playing in this window to decide who exactly is coming into the squad for this specific window, or you just look at the best possible players available in your eyes?
I think it's two of them things, both. I think we look at the opponent and how best to negate their strengths and take advantage of their weakness. So that might be in terms of changing system, changing tactics, changing outlook. Do we press? Do we drop? Do we build up? Do we keep possession? How often can we transition? What do we need to do to win? And as I said to you before, we start with 11, but the most important people in a football match are becoming the finishers, people on the bench. And so that balance we need to get, because we've not just got this game, but to think about Bermuda as well, and come out with the points that we need to make sure we're in control of the group for the November time.
Thank you.
Thanks, Marlon. Any other questions?
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Coach Simon. Shaban from MG Sports as well. Coach, with a small possibility of us qualifying for the World Cup on October 14, is there anything that you'd like to say to the fans here in Jamaica in regards to that particular game to fill up the stadium?
Our fans are are the most important. I think what I have also liked in the few last game was in Bermuda. We get quite a crowd of Jamaicans, and they're great support. They really come and support the team. Really there to enjoy the game, to enjoy seeing people that they normally only see on TV, not come close to. So to give them fans that experience is great. I'm not too sure whether there'll be many Jamaicans in Curacao. Yeah, a few. But support, home or away, is the most important thing for us. I thought the support against Trinidad was excellent. I thought all the way through. They don't realise, and I think it's so important that, you know, once the Jamaican public they get behind the team, they accept what the squad is, they accept that, okay, some players they want to be in and not in. It doesn't really matter. What we're cheering for and what we want is for Jamaica to succeed. So once the squad is named or the team is named, everybody, you know, like they did against Trinidad, get behind the team. Make it difficult also for opponents, because I guarantee you we will have that intensity of spectators.
If there are any other questions? If not, we appreciate your presence this morning. It's greatly appreciated. Just a gentle reminder again, the matches in this window, October 10 and 14. October 10, 6 p.m. Jamaica time against Curacao in Curacao. October 14 against Bermuda, right here at the National Stadium in Kingston, Jamaica at 7 p.m. Thank you very much for your support. Thank you for